6 RHS students will compete for a Robotics World Championship.
And another award to our RHS boys basketball team.
All today
On the Air.
Robots Are Us, not a robot store, but a robotics team that includes 6 RHS students and is headed toward a World Championship contest in St. Louis.
I caught up with Robots R Us to find out what the robotics team really is and how they did in regionals.
First Robotics is an organization started by a man named Dean Kamen, and it gives kids a chance to get interested in things like science, robotics, and whatnot. The way the first competition works is every January we are given a game, and then we are given 6 weeks to build a robot to compete in that game. And we are not allowed to touch the robot after those 6 weeks.
And after we get all that, we just start ordering parts, and once all the parts come in, the 5th week or so, we put the robot completely together and then just start testing and driving it.
So every year after build season ends, FIRST releases the dates for regionals that are held throughout the world. Any team that wins one of those regionals gets to go to Worlds. One of the regionals we chose to, and the most recent one we went to, was in Perry, Georgia. And so what happens is we show up to the regional, we have a day to set up all of our stuff and the robot and get it built and put together and prepared.
This year the game involved stacking bins and totes as high as you could.
We compete, and what happens is you'll go out, you'll do your qualifying matches, you'll have other teams scout, so they'll ask you a bunch of questions. What can your robot do? What can you do as drivers? How reliable your robot is? Questions like that. And then they'll seed you, and the top 8 teams will then pick 2 other teams that weren't in the top 8, or you can pick teams in the top 8 to compete with them in what are called alliances. There's 3 teams on an alliance, and so if you don't get picked, you go home. We got picked by 2 really good teams, and what happens is now we get put in a bracket system, and we compete against the other alliances through quarterfinals, and then semifinals, and then finals. And so we ended up winning with 2 other teams, and so because of that, we and those 2 other teams get to go to Worlds now in St. Louis, and where we're going to compete with over 600 other teams from around the nation, including teams from NASA and teams up near Michigan, and just a lot of good teams.
Congratulations, guys, and back to you guys in the studio.
A sale at the bookstore. Time's running out to sign up for the Shamrock 5K and your chance to help honor 2 children by donating to the M2 Memorial Fund, all in today's announcements.
That's right, and we start with how you can help with the M2 Memorial. We told you on Wednesday about the tragic deaths of Malia and Malachi Bradburn a few weeks ago and how a scholarship was created in their memory. They leave behind a brother and 2 sisters who are all students here at RHS. Please join us in helping support the scholarship by going to GoFundMe.com/MY9UXW. Make a donation no matter how small to help. The M2 scholarship will be awarded to 1 boy and 1 girl each year. Each will receive $1,000. The scholarship will be given each year until the time when Malia and Malachi would have graduated. Please donate today. Seniors, if you applied for honors and awards, remember next week are interviews. They will be before and after school. Stop by and see Mrs. Porter to pick up your interview schedule. The Chinese Club will meet on Monday after school in room R101. Come celebrate the Chinese New Year and meet the RHS Chinese class teacher. Are you ready to run or walk in the 3rd annual Shamrock 5K? Then sign up by March 7th and receive a free t-shirt. You can sign up at speedyfeet.com. The race will be on March 14th, and you can either run or walk the 5K or run the 10K. So don't wait. Get signed up by March 7th. That's tomorrow. Get your Shamrock t-shirt and run to support BPA. Eat at Buffalo Wild Wings next Wednesday, March 11th, to support RHS Student Council in the sophomore class. 10% of the cost of your meal will be donated to the sophomore class. In order to participate, please get a copy of the flyer from Miss B in R260. You must either have the flyer with you or tell your server you are part of RHS Student Council's fundraiser. There will be a mandatory meeting of the Creative Writing Club on Monday after school in Miss Fulvey's room, L111. Members will discuss an exciting new opportunity and go over upcoming events. If you cannot attend, see Miss Fulvey. Make sure you check out the sale at the Red Hot Bookstore today before you go to support RHS in the sectional tonight. All t-shirts are only $10, most hoodies are $20, and there's a small selection of special sweatshirts for $25. Stop by the bookstore and the cafeteria during all 3 lunches and pick up something to show your school spirit. That's your announcements. Back to you guys.
Finally, some good news in the Red Devil forecast.
It's getting warmer. Is spring finally coming? It's heating up today with a high being of 25 degrees and the low of 19. And as we head into the weekend, it's getting even warmer. Tomorrow's highs reaching 38 degrees with a low of 23 degrees. The high on Sunday will be 43 degrees with a low of 27 degrees. And it will be just as warm on Monday with highs being 46 degrees and the low of 27 degrees. Enjoy your warm weekend. I'm Macy Thornburg with your Richmond Red Devil forecast. Back to you guys in the studio.
Let's check in now with a Red Devil sports report and find out more about another honor for the RHS basketball team.
Sectionals tonight, and 3 seniors take the award for Team of the Week. Tonight, the Red Devils take the next step to repeat as sectional champions. They will face off against Mount Vernon Marauders at Newcastle. Tip-off is at 6 p.m., and if they win, they will advance to the championship game. It will be played at 7:30 on Saturday. Yesterday, 3 seniors from the RHS boys basketball team were presented a special award. This is a huge honor for the boys basketball team and just more motivation for their journey through the postseason. Make sure everybody comes out and supports tonight, and if they win, come and support Saturday. See you back in the studio.
One last thing before we close today. There will not be a show this coming Monday due to our class attending the Indiana Association of School Broadcasters Conference all day on Monday.
We'll be back next Wednesday with a full recap of sectionals and more. Have a great weekend.